Hey garden lovers, are you trying to give your plants some extra love with fertilizer, but maybe a little too much love? Over-fertilization is a super common mistake, even for experienced gardeners, and it can actually harm your plants instead of helping them. In this video, we're tackling the topic of over-fertilization head-on. We'll break down what fertilizers are, how to spot the signs of over-fertilizing, what damage it can cause, and most importantly, how to fix it and prevent it from happening again. Let's get your garden back on track. First, let's understand the basics. What exactly are fertilizers? Simply put, fertilizers are like plant vitamins. They provide essential nutrients that plants need to grow strong and healthy. Think of them as giving your plants a balanced diet of nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium, often represented as NPK on fertilizer labels, along with other micronutrients. There are different types of fertilizers. You've got chemical fertilizers, which are fast-acting and provide nutrients quickly. Then there are organic fertilizers, like compost, manure, and bone meal, which are slower release and improve soil health over time. Both have their place, but understanding how to use them correctly is key. So how do you know if you've gone overboard with the fertilizer? Let's talk about the signs of over-fertilization in your plants. Keep an eye out for these common symptoms. Leaf tip burn or scorching. This is where the tips and edges of leaves turn brown and crispy. Wilting, even when the soil is moist. Slow or stunted growth. Yellowing between the veins of leaves, while the veins themselves stay green. A crust of white or yellow fertilizer salts on the soil surface or on the pot. If you're seeing these signs, your plants might be telling you too much is too much. What's actually happening when you over-fertilize? Essentially, you're overloading the soil with salts. This creates a situation where water is drawn out of the plant roots instead of into them. It's like reverse osmosis. This fertilizer burn stresses the plant, hinders nutrient uptake, and can damage or even kill the roots in the plant itself. Okay, so you suspect you've over-fertilized. Don't panic. There are steps you can take to revive your plants. First, immediate action. Stop fertilizing immediately. No more fertilizer until your plants recover. The next crucial step is leaching excess fertilizer. For potted plants, this means slowly and thoroughly watering the plant until water runs freely out of the drainage holes. Do this a few times to flush out the excess salts. For plants in the ground, gently flood the area around the plant with water, allowing it to drain slowly. You may need to repeat this leaching process a few times over a week or two, depending on the severity of the over-fertilization. Avoid fertilizing again for at least a month, and then use fertilizer at a reduced strength. Over-fertilization can also happen to lawns. And just like with garden plants, there are signs to watch for in your lawn. Look for yellow or brown patches, especially in streaks or patterns that follow fertilizer application. You might see excessive leaf growth but weak roots. The lawn might look stressed even when it's been watered. And again, you might notice a white or yellowish crust on the soil surface. To help an over-fertilized lawn recover, start by watering deeply and frequently to leach out the excess fertilizer salts from the soil. You can also aerate your lawn to improve drainage and help flush out the fertilizer. Avoid mowing too short, as stressed grass needs more leaf surface to recover. And definitely hold off on fertilizing until your lawn shows signs of healthy regrowth, and then use a slow-release fertilizer at a lower application rate than before. Prevention is always the best medicine, right? So how do you prevent over-fertilizing in the first place? First, understand your soil. Get a soil test to know what nutrients your soil actually needs. You might not even need fertilizer if your soil is already rich in nutrients. Second, follow instructions. This is so important. Read fertilizer labels carefully and apply fertilizer at the recommended rate. More is not always better when it comes to fertilizer. Use measuring tools to ensure you're applying the correct amount. Start with less. You can always add more later if needed, but you can't easily take it away once it's applied. And finally, maintain good lawn and garden care practices. Healthy soil, proper watering, and and good drainage all contribute to plant health and reduce the need for excessive fertilization. Compost and other organic amendments can naturally improve soil fertility over time, reducing your reliance on synthetic fertilizers. Let's wrap up with a quick FAQ on over-fertilization. Can over-fertilization kill my plants? Yes, unfortunately, severe over-fertilization can kill plants, but catching it early and taking action can often save them. Are organic fertilizers less likely to cause over-fertilization? Organic fertilizers are generally slower release and less likely to cause rapid over-fertilization compared to fast-release chemical fertilizers. However, it's still possible to over-apply organic fertilizers, so follow recommended application rates. How often should I fertilize my plants? It depends on the plant type, soil, and fertilizer. Generally, fertilizing less often is better than over-fertilizing. Many plants benefit from fertilization only a few times during the growing season. Again, soil testing and plant-specific recommendations are key. So there you have it, over-fertilization, a common mistake, but one you can definitely avoid and fix. By understanding fertilizers, recognizing the signs of over-fertilizing, and following these recovery and prevention tips, you can keep your garden and lawn healthy and thriving without overdoing it. If you found these tips helpful, give this video a thumbs up. Subscribe for more gardening advice and share this video with your fellow plant lovers. Have you ever over-fertilized? Share your experience in the comments below. We can all learn from each other. Happy gardening, and remember, sometimes less is more.